We're making a waterfall card. We've got all our pieces cut out that I did on the video before. We have the little black strip. We have our happy birthday card, 4 of those. We have a little arrow. We have some background card pieces, which we need to make sure we do those in appropriate order. We have the card itself, and then this one, which has been scored. It's got 4 lines on here that are scored, and you just bend them back and forth where those 4 lines are scored on there. And that is what's going to make the waterfall action work. So you'll have 4 different placements on there. And you just kind of fold them back and forth and back and forth so they do this. And I use just self-adhesive, double-sided sticky tape, whatever you want to call it. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take, we have the 2 pieces of our card here, one just slightly smaller than the other. So I'm going to use a yellow for the background, and the blue to go right on top of that. So I'm just going to put some adhesive on the back and make sure that we stick those 2 cards together. Stick to the card, not my fingers. And you just place the smaller card on top of the bigger card with adhesive between. Set that down so I can get another piece here. Put a piece on the top and a piece on the bottom so it holds the card together like this. Then we're going to take the little black strip and we're going to put a piece of adhesive on this end and on this end. Just enough that it holds it just on the very end, but not in the middle. So there's one little piece on that end. I'll do one more piece on the other end. So now we have adhesive on the 2 ends of it. I'm going to stick it about 3/4 of the way down the card. So it's still got a gap in the middle here, because that's where your card's going to slide up and down inside. This card is going to go inside of there and slide up and down. When you're putting together your card, you want to start from the short end down here where there's only 2 inches, and you want to start from the bottom, and you want to use one of the 4 squares that has the big curly on it, and put some adhesive just across the top right here and line it up with the very bottom card line. So it'll do something like this. And you want to do the one with the other curly one, only have it go the opposite direction. And you're going to line it up with the second line with just one strip of adhesive just across the top of it. And so you'll have one go in one direction, one go in the other. The third one, it looks like it's got an E on it. You're going to have it go the opposite way. Put it on that third line with a strip of adhesive just at the top, right there. And then the last one's the plain one. There's no curls on it. And it'll go and line up with that top line, just like that. So we're going to put adhesive on all 4 of those. Do that real quick, and then we'll adhere the white ones to those. So I'm going to put the adhesive across the top. Remember, starting at the very bottom and lining it up on that excuse me, bottom line. Next one, the full curly one. Adhesive just on the very top. Line it up on the second line from the bottom. One that looks like an E. Have it going the opposite direction of the one in front of it. This is what it looks like so far. And then the one with no curly at all on the very top. And that's because the curl gets in the way. Sorry. When I was designing this one, I had curls on all of them and they got in the way when it was trying to slide up and down. So this one I made with no curl at all. So it looks like this. It's going to do this when you do your card. Next thing you do is take the white ones and adhere them to the blue ones, one on each one, and just at the top again. So I'm going to do that. And when you get done putting all of the white ones in there, they'll be adhered to each one underneath. I'll do that real quick. I didn't write on these other ones, but you may want to put whatever, if it's a birthday. I did happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday dear Sharon. It's my mother-in-law. Happy birthday to you. You can put whatever you want to in there, whatever occasion it's for. I'm just doing this really fast, so I hope it turns out okay. Show you what it looks like. I got all 4 of those on there. So it should do this when you get it in the card. So you take your card and you slide this down into there, however far down you want it to go. So it looks good. Something like this. We're going to put a strip of adhesive on this card, just a little bit right here. Some adhesive on the black. Get your card lined up how it looks good. And then press it down on there. And so when you pull this, each one will flip until you get to the bottom one. And then you can push it back up again. I'm going to put my little arrow on the bottom to show somebody what direction you pull this. Hard to see that. I'm going to tape this little arrow on the bottom and we will be done.